All right. So here we go. So we have the 360 Local Time Zone Finder app by 360 Degree Cloud, which is revolutionizing global communication and time management. It's time to say goodbye to untimely communication and say hello to smart scheduling. So what we have here is a very cool application. So whether it's detecting time zones with addresses or contact numbers, we have got you covered. So let's quickly deep dive into the application because this is a scenario that you might actually notice most of the times because you might be tired of juggling time zones and dealing with meeting cancellations. Our app actually solves that. So you can boost conversions by scheduling meetings based on your customers' local time zones. So no more cancellations, just happy customers. You can prioritize satisfaction while respecting their non-working hours. So don't lose revenue, just gain their loyalty by utilizing our 360 local time zone finder app. Let's quickly deep dive into the quick demonstration of how this actually looks like. I'll start with the setup screen because it's pretty simple. It's not rocket science as of now. So of course the status is active. Yeah, we can see the screen. We have a expiry date of the license. Thanks to the product team for this. I jump into the object setup. This is where the crux of the entire application lies, is what I believe. So currently I have set up the contact object and the lead object, which I will quickly demonstrate in a bit. If you notice, I have the address field, which is split into country, state, and city. I have the phone field and I have a preference field. Now, what happens here is for the contact object, please note, the preference is set up as the address field. Now, for the lead object, the preference is basically set up as the phone field because initially you get the leads, you get the phone numbers. So we try to keep that as the preference. So why is this set up like this? And of course, you can actually change it however you want it. You can actually pull it up and pull it down based on your requirements, how you want to cater to it and make some certain changes. You can pick the fields, of course. You have multiple fields for the phone field as well. So this is what is utilized as APIs to kind of relay back and check what time zone is this particular contact in, or what time zone is this particular lead at. Now, how does this work? Let me quickly give you a glimpse of the general settings. Simple things like if you want to showcase the settings for seconds, you can actually turn it on and off. If you're familiar with the 12-hour format or the 24-hour format, it's completely up to your choice. You can select your default country. You can select probably Australia as a default country. You can select New Zealand as a default country. We have a time zone scheduler and a trigger. Basically, it caters to all the daylight savings as well. And it also kind of runs batch scheduling on a day-to-day basis at a certain time. Or if you want to force run it, you can just click on the run button and force run the scheduler. So quickly moving into one of the records, this is a lead record. Let me go back one screen and show you what was the preference for the lead record. The lead record has a preference of the phone APIs. So if you notice here, the phone field has a US number, and this is New York. 212 is most probably New York. So Miss Marvel is from New York, and okay, the address also specifies the same. Perfect. So if you notice, my local time zone app is actually showcasing the time for Eastern time zone, which is in New York right now. And this is how I'll get to know whether I should be reaching out to Miss Marvel. Should I make a CTI dial call to Miss Marvel or send an SMS or an email? Of course not. This is not the right time or the appropriate time to do so. Next up, I wanted to quickly show you another record. We again have a US phone number for Mr. Tony Stark. We also have an Australian phone number for Mr. Tony Stark. And this is a contact record. So if you notice, my contact is actually powered. The preference is the address field. Now in the address field, what's happening over here? Address is set as London in UK. So if you notice, even though my phone numbers are Australia or United States, my address field being UK, the time zone is actually captured as the UK time zone, which is 0 hours GMT. So it's 6 in the morning. Now, why do you need this app? The reason you need this app is to kind of reach out to your customers at the appropriate time based on their time zone. So you get to know the exact time at their location, at their time, so that you can make the wise decision or the system can make the wise decision for you. Now, this statement is very powerful. Why? Because let's say you are running an email campaign. Let's say you are running an SMS bulk campaign and you send out the bulk campaign. You would wish the SMS reaches out to Tony Stark and Miss Marvel at probably 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock in their morning, and not like 6 o'clock in the morning, waking them up for an early coffee or 1 a.m. saying, hey, did you miss your dinner? So, this is the power of our application, and would love to hear if you have any questions or queries. Please feel free to reach out to us. I think that's almost time for us. Thank you for attending today's webinar. I'll just quickly check if there are any questions in the Q&A section. Nothing so far. Well, it was great hosting you all. Thank you for joining the webinar on the Super 6 apps by 360 Degree Cloud today. Have a nice one, everyone. Take care.